Yep. Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay. In continuous to yesterday's session, so we are going to discuss how to install SQL Server in our local systems. Okay, not in the actual infrastructure. Okay. So being we haven't built the infrastructure. So first we will talk about how to install SQL Server on our local system. Nothing but our local laptop or our local desktop. Okay, once you are little confidence on this one, we'll anyhow in this week itself we'll have the webinars and we'll discuss how to make configuration of the infrastructure. On top of the configuration of infrastructure, how to install our SQL servers. Okay, see basically when we go to specially to install SQL Server. Okay, when you get a chance to install SQL Server. So I told you, right, you will get three platforms. Okay, roughly we'll take three platforms. One is, okay, see technically, uh, in general we'll call it as a laptops, or in general we'll call it as a desktops. Okay, but technically speaking, you should call it as a servers in the real world. Okay, servers. Okay, servers. These servers. Okay, for example, this server can be on-prem. Okay, can be cloud. Okay, and can be over the cloud. Again, two platforms. Over the cloud, again, two platforms. Either it can be VM, cloud VMs, or it can be PaaS. Okay, PaaS, platform as a service, where there is no infrastructure. Means you don't have dedicated VM to connect to the server and to install. In the PaaS, it is like almost autopilot kind of stuff. Okay, it's nothing but like a you Microsoft or AWS or Google Cloud, they already maintain the infrastructure. You don't have any control on our infrastructure. You will just go and install the SQL services and you can access it. See, in the past, again, we are having the platforms. If you go for Azure, we are having Azure SQL or AMI. In AWS, like RDS. In Google Cloud, like a SQL. These are all the services. You will go to the Azure SQL database and you will deploy your service. You will go to the MI and you will deploy the service. You will go to the RDS and you will deploy the service. You will go to the SQL in the Google Cloud and you will deploy the service. Here, you no need to have any, you don't have any control on the operating system. But on-prem, you are having control on operating system. PMs, either in the AWS, EC2 instance, okay, or Azure, you will call it as a VM. Here you are having operating system. See, this is your operating system where having much more control. So I can choose which operating system I want. On top of that, I can install SQL. In parallel, I can also install some other applications. Okay, side by side, I can run application along with the DB. So I can do much more things because I'm having control on the operating system. If you don't want any control on the operating system, if you don't want really any control on the operating system, then we'll choose go for the PaaS platforms. Like a PaaS, like in a simple layman terms to explain, PaaS is like a kind of hotel. Okay, so infrastructure will be maintained by the hotel management. You will just to go, you will pay as much as how many days you want to stay in that hotel, and you can choose, okay, whether you wanted to stay in the single room or double bedroom or duplex, okay, ultra duplex. So you can choose it and you can pay only how many days you are staying at hotel. Okay, like a pass is nothing but you don't have any control on the operating system. But if you go for the VMs, if you go for on-prem, you are having much more control on the operating system. Means infrastructure you are having control. Means which operating system I need to use. On top of that operating system, I wanted to install any other service apart from SQL. You can do it because you are having operating system, right? See, this is my operating system. I can install whatever the tools I want. It can be application, it can be any third party, anything I can do it. So in that case, on-prem or Azure VM, means VMs, technically VMs are more flexible. I don't want to maintain the operating system. I don't want any control on the operating system. I want to focus only on the SQL Server. Then PaaS is the best for us. Okay, so all these platforms we are discussing, theoretical and along with the practical. No worries. As of now, we are going to focus on the on-prem and means how to install SQL Server over our traditional laptop. Okay, once it is done, now how to build the on-prem servers. Okay, once you build on-prem servers, how to install SQL Server in on-prem servers. How to build the VMware, means virtual machines in the cloud, and how to install SQL Server. So this we are going to discuss. This we are going to discuss along with Subbu. I don't have that much laptop to configure the on-prem servers. Okay, then I need to install on local laptop. Thus, that's the reason majority of the people are installing SQL Server on your local laptops to practice. See, majority of the stuff you can practice on your local laptop. You no need to build the VMs, all the stuff, until unless you wanted to become strong in the infrastructure. You can go it, sir. Except I told you right yesterday also, except clusters, except always on, you can do everything on your local laptop. Everything, sir. Everything on your local laptop, including upgrades, patches, migrations, upgradations. Okay, performance tunings, everything you can do in your local laptop. So concentrate more on the SQL rather than concentrating more on the infrastructure. Okay, the people who are starting the journey, the experienced people, anyhow, we are discussing all the stuff. You will become the strong. The people who are learning, instead of focusing on the infrastructure, focus on SQLs are first. We want SQL. You must and should learn SQL. Okay, so that is our main theme. So first, concentrate more on the SQL. Later on, once you are little good on the SQL, then we can concentrate more on the infrastructure level. Because in the overall this training, 5 to 6 times we are going to build the infrastructure. Not only today we will build the infrastructure. Okay, that's it. We won't again do it. No, when we are going to discuss the clusters, when we are going to discuss single subnet always on, when we are going to discuss multi-subnet always on availability group, these many times we are going to build the infrastructure. So you can easily understand, okay, oh, this is how we will build the infrastructures. So rather than focusing on the infrastructure, first to focus on the how to install SQL Server. But whatever you are doing SQL Server in your local laptop, same thing you will do in the VMs also. Okay, majority of the stuff is similar. Got it, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, okay, sir. First thing, now you got little clarity, right? So installing the SQL Server is a common, sir. Only the infrastructure platform is changing. Underlying platform will change, but the concept is same. So don't get confused. Okay, Subbu, I don't know how to install VMwares. I don't know how to spin the VMs. So first, we are at SQL Server DBAs. We must and should know how to install the SQL. If you know how to install the SQL, almost 75 to 80% you are already strong. Only 20 to 25% we need to learn about the infrastructure. In the real world, you won't get a chance to build the infrastructure. Okay, that's it. First thing. Now, as of now, we are going to install in the local laptops. Okay, later on, we will build the on-prem. Mostly in this week itself, we'll take the webinar. Mostly today or tomorrow, we'll plan the webinar and we'll build the infrastructure. And also we'll build the Azure VMs. So on top of on-prem, we'll install SQL. On top of VM, we will install SQL, means Azure VMs. So you will become strong in cloud, you will become strong in on-prem, and you will become strong in how to install SQL Server. Okay. Now, first thing, see, as I told you, when you are going to install any product, okay, as a as a as a generic, let's talk about the generic. So if you are planning for for a trip with your family, what you will do, sir? You will think about how many people are gathering for this. I need to gather the how many people are coming, okay, and which place I need to visit. So where I need to stay, what are the places I need to see in that place, how to travel, okay, where I need to go for the hotel booking, nearest hotel booking. So you will plan something, right? Definitely will plan. Like same, if you get a chance to install SQL Server, means if you are going to perform the new build request, so what are the pre-steps you will do it? After installing, what are the post-step you will do it? These are the two mandatory things as a DBA we need to take in care. Pre-installation steps, post-installation steps. As a DBA, pre-installation steps are very important. Post-installation steps are also very, very important. What do you mean by pre-installation, Subbu? Means if I get a chance to install SQL Server, uh, I'm a new, I don't know anything about SQL Server. Forget about experienced people. I'm a new to the SQL Server. Now, if I get a chance to install SQL Server, what I need to take in care first? At least not everything where I can understand, but at least bare minimum things. If I know I am good at my installation, means first thing, sir. Okay, as a DBA, first thing is very important. Okay, pre-installation steps means before you go for installation, what are the major things you will specially taken care? So that technically we are calling as a prerequisites. 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 So this is very important. As a DBA, prerequisites means before I start the installation, what are the prerequisites I need to take in care so that my installation will go smoothly. Okay. First thing, in general, so let's go for base level, core level. I don't want to go advanced level. Okay. First thing, you should get the server name on which server I need to install, on which platform I am trying to install. Means that server is belong to which platform, on-prem or cloud. Okay. See, majority of the projects you will get the mixture now, mixed. So half of the servers are in on-prem, half of the servers in Azure or AWS or mostly AWS or Azure, sir. SQL especially go for AWS or Azure. Majority of the time you will get Azure. Rare case you will also get a chance to with the AWS also. So which platform means it is on-prem or it is a cloud. Okay, you can easily understand by seeing the server names. So for example, in my environment, we'll keep Dal SQL 45. This is one server. Okay, this is one server. Server names. First thing, server details. Okay, first thing, server details like Dal SQL 45 or Choi SQL 198 or Dal SQL 176. So see, I when I go to the ticket or when I go to the mail, I will find the first server details. Okay, Dal SQL 45 or HO SQL 198 or Cal SQL 196. When I see the name, I can easily recognize. So Dal SQL means Dallas server. Dal for Dallas. SQL means it's a SQL server. And numeric, it's a fine server. HY SQL means Houston. HY stands for Houston. Oh, this server is in the Houston. Cal is like Asia Pacific. Mostly this server will be in India or this server will be in the Singapore. Okay, so whenever we see the Cal SQL, or we see that okay, this server may be in India, maybe in Singapore or Kuala Lumpur. In the Asia Pacific only, these servers are hosted. So, or we'll see one more EA SQL, okay, EL SQL SQL 160 189, for example, EL. Okay, so we'll see different names, okay, by seeing the names we can easily recognize. On the day one it's very difficult to recognize, but when you start working, keep on working for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, definitely you will recognize, okay, oh, these servers are belong to so and so data center, these servers are belong to so and so data centers. Okay, And if you're using this naming features, okay, oh, this is on-prem, oh, this is cloud, so easily we can. So same way in your platform will be there, no, but this is how the server names will be. Computer names, server names are nothing but your computer name. Now first I need to get the server details. Once you get the server details, first thing you should make a note on is you should take RDP to the server. Okay, first we need to take RDP to the server. This is very, very, very important. Okay, first you need to perform RDP to the server, because see, uh, whether you are having access or not, sometimes we don't have access. Sometimes Windows team will forget to grant the permission to us. Okay, sometimes we won't connect to the servers. Sometimes we won't connect to the servers. So first, whenever you got any new build request, so you identify the server name. Second thing, oh, you need to immediately take RDP to the server. Means, whenever you get a time, you can go and take RDP, remote desktop protocol, nothing but MSTSC. Okay, see, some people, majority of the people, MSTSC, and they will provide the server name. Okay, they will provide the server name, or they will provide the IP address. So some people will also connect using IP address. Some people will also connect using server name. Anything is fine, sir. Every server is mapped to the IP address. Okay, we'll talk about the DNS also in the infrastructure configuration. So every server is having their own IP address. Either you can take RDP to the server name, or you can take RDP via IP address. Anything is fine. So you need to provide the server details. Once you click on connect, it will ask you to provide your login name and password. Login name and password. So first we need to take RDP to the server. Okay, this is the bare minimum things. So if we are not able to connect, to the server, connect to the server, need to talk to Windows team. Okay, Windows team. This is very, very important. Means you need to create a ticket to the Windows team. Hey, we got a new build request. Hi, Windows team. We got a new build request, but we are unable to connect to the server. We are getting the connection is access is denied. Can you please help us on the accessing part? Your Windows team can provide you the permission to not use her. See, you are not an individual person in the project. Majority of the time, you are a team. Okay, you are a team. Majority of the time, we are a team. Okay, so mostly we are having our own groups. Like for example, our group is NA slash, okay, MSP underscore SQL underscore DBA underscore UG. So I am belong to this group. Okay, we are entire our team is belong to this group. Now what they will do, they will add this group to the server so that we can access. Okay, we can access. So don't expect individual access. If you are only telling to that Windows team, hey, Windows team, will you go and grant the permission? So my login is NA HTTP. Okay, this is my login basically. One more login is NA SQL DBA HTTP. So this is the login we will use to connect to the servers. Okay, this is the login we will use for other stuff. To connect to the servers, only we will use these logins. Okay, all the servers, either whatever the on-prem servers, we used to connect using this login. This is just to connect our laptops. See, first whatever the laptop, whatever the desktop you got allocated, right? If you wanted to connect, I used to use this login. Okay, and to connect to the servers, we need to use this login. That is the mechanism we are following, sir. So definitely in the real world, you should maintain multiple logins. Okay, so one is for on-prem, one is for cloud, one is for AWS. So if you are having different, so and you and see, either you are getting a dedicated project or multiple projects. See, for example, my previous organization, we are having almost 20 clients. Okay, like a Pizza Express, Domino's Pizza, Nexus, Triumph. You know about the Nexus clothing, Triumph bikes. You know, everyone knows about the Domino's Pizza, Pizza Express. So we are having different clients. Each client having dedicated logins. Okay, dedicated logins. So in case you are having multiple projects, if you get a chance to work with the multiple projects, that time you need to maintain the multiple logins. So that time, what I can say, open the Excel sheet. Okay, mention what is your client name, login name, when the login got created, when the login got expired. So everything you need to maintain, sir. Otherwise, some logins will expire in 3 months, some logins will expire 1 month, some logins won't expire, never expire. So that depends on client to client. We can't, no one knows that how the client to configure in security is configured. So sometimes this login passwords will expire in 3 months. This login will password never expire. So it depends on client to client. So all this also you need to make a note down somewhere. Okay, when you are taking the KT, all these are very important. So either you are getting a dedicated project or you are getting a shared projects, means multiple projects, small multiple projects. It's we don't know, sir. Okay, so now I'm working with a dedicated project where I used to work with only one login. Okay, where I used to work only with one login. Maybe in my previous organization, we used to work with different customers. So different logins we used to maintain. So it's very tough to remember the passwords, everything, right? That's the reason what I will do. I will open the Excel. I will mention all the client names, client logins, their passwords. Okay. Each client sometimes they will allow single login. They will allow multiple logins also, because one login for cloud, one login for on-prem. So different, sir. So KT is very important when you get a chance to the project. How you are getting the knowledge transfer is also very important. Of course, now it is very tricky nowadays. We are not getting that much KT. That is the reason I'm explaining all this stuff. Otherwise, I can straight away go to the installation. Sir. It will save my time lot. Why, Subbu, I'm not directly going for installing SQL means the people who are new. If you're not getting proper KT, you definitely will face a challenge. Oh, just Subbu is just connecting to the server, downloading the SQL Server file, and installing. Oh, fine. Oh, same thing I can do in real world. Wrong. It's wrong. Okay. So on over the ticket, you need to find the server details. Got it? Now take RTP to the server. If you are not able to connect to the server, we need to talk to Windows team. Means you need to create a ticket to the Windows team. Okay, they will grant you the permission to this group so that entire your team can access. And this is my individual login. We never encourage to grant the individual login. We never encourage to grant the individual login. Okay, fine, sir. Now, next thing. See, once you connect to the server, see, in general, once you connect to the server, okay, basically, binary files are very important. Okay, so before that, uh, before that, okay, just to find the instance in SQL Server version edition. Okay, details also very important. Which version you are going to install, like 2019, okay, 2022, and editions, enterprise edition or standard edition. Okay, enterprise edition or standard edition. So editions is also very important, sir. Like a version, how versions are very important. Editions is also very important. Either enterprise edition or standard edition. So by seeing the ticket, you will get to know which version I need to install, which edition I need to install. Okay. Now, once you connect to the server, okay, what are the things you need to take in care? Means, see, in general, in the real world, we'll follow one best practice while we are installing SQL servers. Like, so you are having, you know about the data files, right? Everyone? Yes? Data files. You know about the log files.
Yes,
Okay.
completely.
You know about the data files, you know about the log files. Not only data files, log files, okay, SQL binary files, okay, means SQL related DLLs, exe files. There are a lot of DLLs, exe files will be created so while you are installing any product. See, if you are installing any product, okay, the dependency DLLs, dependency exe files, lot many it will create. Like technically we are calling as a SQL binary files, data files, log files. Okay, so there is a concept called MDB. I will talk more about MDB files. MDB files. Now there is a concept about backups. Okay, there is a concept about SSAS. If you are installing an Azure service, SSAS. Now these many things, files. These are all the files. Okay, a SQL binary files means whenever you are installing any product, definitely you will go to the C drive. If you go to the C drive, you will see the binary files related to all the whatever you are installing. So where I need to keep these binary files related to SQL. So in general, all the binary files will go for C drive, but I don't want to keep in the C drive because in case if something happened to operating system, the first drive you will format in the C drive only. Means whatever is available in the C drive, that will be gone. Whatever available in the C drive, that will be gone. If the first thing, the very important is whatever you are keeping in the C drive, that will be gone if something happened to your operating system. So better don't keep any SQL related files in the C drive. So dedicatedly, we are going to create a separate drive. We will request a separate drive, like for example, E drive. Okay, 20 to 25 GB is fine, sir. 30 GB is also fine. Okay, 30 GB. Just it will store only SQL binary files. This E drive will store only SQL binary files, like a lot of DLS, exe files. See, whenever you install SQL Server, there are a lot of binary files. See, lot of DLLs, lot of exe files. I don't want to keep these files in the C drive because if something happened to operating system, entire my C drive will be erased if you're going to build a new operating system. So I don't want to do that one. So that's the reason I'm keeping in the separate drive, only SQL related stuff. Okay, these are all my SQL drives, sir. Okay, only I will store SQL related data. I don't want to keep any data. So SQL binary files I can keep in the separate drive. One more is data files. For example, G drive. Okay, see, forget about sizes. We'll talk in the advanced level. Okay, about the capacity planning, how much size we need to keep these drives. Okay, that will talk, sir. As of now, no, don't think about the capacity of the disks. Okay, just talk about data files. I'm going to keep in separate drive. Okay.
So, can I ask one question here, if you permit me?
Yes.
So, basically, either any performance related, if you suppose I will be install my SQL server in D drive, for example, then it's SQL OS, it will be a Windows, it will communications will delay.
Exactly. We'll talk. Okay. Performance, all this stuff is not here. As per the best practice, see, in a general layman terms, I can explain this. Take a massive godown. Take Amazon warehouse. Warehouse is nothing but godown, sir. Now a bulk amount of stock came into the godown and they just unloaded. If I ask one thing, how much time will you take to get the data, sir? Get the product? It's tough to write. Definitely it will take a lot of run, right? Rather than that one, if I'm segregating, oh, data files are need to go for one drive, log files are going for one drive, tempdb is going for another drive, backups are going for another drive, obviously the performance will improve, sir. So why we need these many drives, Subbu, means to ultimately we need to improve the performance. Otherwise you can keep everything on your single drive also, right?
Yes, understand, but we can discuss later this concept. Maybe I have a one doubt. I can discuss later.
Very simple, sir. Majority of the stuff simple. You need to improve the performance. If you see, I don't want make everything as a clumsy. Not I, sir. We don't want as a DBA. We don't want make everything clumsy. Means everything I can keep in single. Okay. When something goes wrong, and I will go into that, and I'm researching. What you will research, sir? If you configure best to the SQL will give the best performance. If you are not configuring SQL best, how you can expect the good performance from the SQL? Make a note down, sir. This is the answer. That's it. If you are configuring best SQL will ultimately give the best performance. Okay. If you are not configuring SQL best, SQL never give the best performance to you. Even you are having ultimately you are having right memory, storage, CPU, indexes, everything. SQL sometimes won't give the performance because everything is going to the one place. So that's a simple answer, sir. Okay. I don't want to make any confuse the people or experienced people. If you need to configure best, so log files, I'm going for L drive. Okay. So always as a good DBA, sir, I'm talking, data files need to go for separate drive. Log files need to go for separate drive. You should not encourage to keep both in the same drive. Okay. Okay, everyone, as a good DBA, I am talking as a good DBA. And as a performer DBA, if you are a performance DBA, okay, 1 second. Come on, yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, see, as a best performance DBAs, okay, MDB always see, you can keep data files log file in OneDrive. It's okay, fine. It's okay, fine, sir. Okay, I can keep security binary files, data files, log files in OneDrive. It's okay, fine. Okay, but TempDB, which is very critical database, very important database in terms of performance tuning. We'll talk about more about the TempDB. Okay, so TempDB always should be separate. See, drive letters are not important, sir. Okay, don't think that Sidbu is giving C drive, E drive, L drive, F drive. See, whatever the drive letters, no worries. But always data files need to be separate drive, log files need to be separate drive, TempDB need to be separate drive, SQL binary files you can keep in the C drive or you can keep separate drive. As a best practice, SQL binary files need to be in the separate drive, sir, rather than keeping in the C drive. Okay. Backups always you need to maintain the separate drive. This also. See, will you maintaining will we are maintaining all this stuff? It depends, sir. For example, Z drive. Okay, Z drive. Okay, and if you are installing analysis service, try to prefer a separate drive for analysis service also. Don't keep analysis service in our. These are all our data. Okay, of course, analysis service also our data only, but majority of the stuff, database engine is our primary. Okay, these are all our data, sir. So rather than keeping all in a single drive. Oh, Subbu, I don't single drive. You can keep separate drives in the real world. We will keep all in the separate drives. Data files one drive, log files one drive, tempdb one drive, backups one drive. In case you are using analysis service on the same instance, on the same server you are installing analysis service, ask them where we wanted to keep the analysis service rather than preferring any one of these disks. Okay, if you can create a separate disk for analysis service where we will place the analysis service in that disk. So we don't want disturb this one. Okay, so some people will keep the backups in log files and backups they will maintain one drive, but backups and data files no sir. Backups and tempdb no sir. Always tempdb need to be separate drive. Always data files need to be separate drive. Log files backups you can keep in single drive. It's okay, fine, no worries. Okay, and analysis service keep in separate drive sir. Don't prefer to keep not, sir, don't prefer to keep anything on the data files and tempdb sir. Rest vice versa you can sir, no worries, but the best configuration is this sir, majority of the time. Got it? No? Yes, everyone? So whenever you took RDP to the server, okay, once you once you connect to the server, first thing what I will see, all these drives are available or not. Okay, when I open my computer, oh, I can see the C drive, D drive, E drive, G drive, F drive, everything I'm able to see. In the real world, okay, majority of the time they will follow the unique configuration only. Oh, one server it looks like this. See, in this server it's a different. In this server it is different. No, entire your project they will follow one strategy. Okay, so data files are going for one drive, log files are going for one drive, tempdb is going for one drive, backups are going for one drive, and their drive letters. All the servers, majority of the time they will follow uniquely only. Once you took RDP to the server, okay, first thing we'll open MS Info 32. Okay, MS Info 32. When you open MS Info 32, you will get to know, oh, okay, this is my operating system, which version it is running, or this is my computer name, and how many core processors it is having, how much of RAM it is having, and the disks also I can see. Okay, and I can also verify the disks. I think go to the. Okay, I can also go and open the disk. Okay, now you no need to think that much about your core that is already configured. So this many cores they already configured, this much of memory they already configured. Only one thing you need to focus is whether you are able to see all the disks or not. Sometimes you can't see the disk. See, in my case, for example, I'm able to see 2 disks and the remaining disks are not visible. Now again I will contact Windows team. Hey, as the standard, we are not able to see the G drive, L drive, T drive, Z drive, K drive. Will you please double check once and can you please make that available? Okay, we need to perform the new SQL installation. In case you are not able to see the disks, again you need to contact Windows team only. So why we are taking RTP to the server? Once to check the access, once to see the disks are available or not. Of course, without CPU, without RAM, your server can't sustain, sir. How the disk partition is happened, whether all the disks are in the proper, means all the drive letters are identical and disk partition is happened. So if not, again you will go and contact the Windows team. Got it? No? Yes, everyone? This is the one best practice you should follow. Why should I need to take RDP means to check the access and to verify disks are healthy or not. All the disks are available and the drive letters also identical only because you are working for a project. Entire your project will maintain the same infrastructures. Okay, fine. Because if you are changing this one, it will little confuse to us. So if someone is new to the project and they got the ticket, okay, so and so drive letter, okay, they're telling, hey, so and so disk I got an alert. Then what is the disk? If they're telling G drive, oh, that is a data file drive. Easily we can recognize, oh, G for data file drive, L for log file drive, K for analysis service. Z for backups, T for. So we will follow the same configurations for all the servers. Only the difference is storage part, size. Okay. One server having massive storage, one server having minimal storage, one server having little storage. But underlying concept will be the same, sir. Got it, everyone? No? Yes, everyone? So once you find the server details, version, everything, now we'll connect to the server and verify once. Now, next thing, sir. Next thing, disks are very important. Okay, disks are very important. Okay, this is first thing. Now, next thing, what you need to verify. Okay, see, basically, who will copy the setup file? So you need the setup file, right? If I wanted to install the product, you need SQL Server setup file. Okay, without setup file, how means you need exe file. Without exe file, you can't install the product, sir. So who will copy? Either you will copy the setup file or sometimes application team will copy, sir. We don't have any access to the okay build locations, means binary file locations. Setup. Okay. Binary file location. Nothing but setup file. Setup file. Okay. Setup file dot exe file. Okay. Dot exe executable file. Dot exe file. If you wanted to execute, so if you wanted to install the SQL Server, you need the executable file, right? Where who will copy that setup file? Okay, either you will copy or AppStream will copy. So majority of the time, both almost equals, or sometimes you will copy the setup file, sometimes AppStream will copy. You don't have any control. Okay. For example, if AppStream will copy the setup file to the server, you need to again drop an email to the AppStream. Hey, hi AppStream. So I got a request to install SQL Server and so on so server, and they're requesting to install SQL Server 2019 standard edition. Will you copy the setup file to the server? Will you copy the setup file to the server? So we will proceed to install the SQL Server. We will proceed to install the SQL Server. So this is how you should ask. They will copy, sir. That time you no need any license, majority of the stuff, or they will provide the license key also. Sometimes they will provide the license key, or they will integrate the license key within the setup file. Up to them, sir. Sometimes. Okay. So if you don't have any access to that binary location where my setup files are, see, in the real world, they will maintain one location and they will keep all the SQL related stuff. Okay. See, inventory. In a technical terms, inventory, including SQL setup files, including SQL related tools, including monitoring tools, including patches. They will keep everything under inventories. So if you don't have that inventory access, you can't copy it, right? Then ultimately you need to depend on someone. Okay, ultimately you need to depend on someone. So when there is a dependency, definitely you need to make a communication with them, sir. Otherwise, how they will let you know you got a request and you are going to perform this one, you need this file? They don't know. So you need to drop a email, hey AppStream, or hi John, I got a new build request. Will you please copy the setup file so and so version, so and so edition? Will you copy to the server? They will copy to the server, and you can good to go and install the SQL. Or if you're having access to the inventory, okay, if you're having access to the inventory, you can connect to the inventory and you can copy manually. So you never go and download like this in the real world, please. Okay, now we are showing, just we'll go here, we'll click on, see, we'll search for SQL Server downloads. We'll open here and we'll try to download the product. Okay, we'll try to download the product. Will I do same thing here? Same thing? No, you never do like this, sir, in the real world. Either you already having inventory where they placed everything, or AppStream having access to the inventory, they will copy. And this is the two majority approach you will follow in the real world. Got it, everyone? So copy the binary files. copy the SQL setup file, SQL Server setup file to the server file to the server. Okay, to the server. Copy the SQL Server setup file to the server. So half of the work is done, sir. Okay, you are able to access the server and you are able to copy the setup file, or AppStream will copy the setup file. Okay, and my disks are healthy, all the disk partitions right. Okay, so half of the part is done. You are ready to install SQL Server. You are ready to install SQL Server. But before I install SQL Server, okay, before we install SQL Server, one of the most important thing is, see, when you install anything, not only SQL Server, when you install any product, every product is having its own services. Every product is having own services, like antivirus is having own services. Like for example, Avesta you are installing, or Kaspersky you are installing, or some other antivirus you are installing, or VLC player you are installing. Any service you are installing. One second, sir. Yeah, sorry. Okay. So every services, okay, every product there is having own service which is running by default local accounts. These are all the local accounts. We'll talk deeply when you go for security. Okay. Like saying, if you are installing SQL Server, definitely your SQL will also having its own services. See, SQL Server service, SQL Agent service, SQL Analysis service, SQL Browser service, SQL CAPV service, SQL Intelligence service, SQL VSS Writer. So you are also having the services. Okay. Out of this all services, majority of the time you should focus on the SQL Server service, SQL Agent service. First, our primary focus will be SQL Server service, SQL Agent service. Of course, rest of the service also very important, but our primary focus will be SQL Server service, SQL Agent service. Sir. Now, as a DBA, we should not run the SQL services. So, as a technical terms, always SQL need to run with the service accounts. Service accounts. This is account, nothing but login, sir. A login. See, don't get confused. Service account is something different. No, it's a login. It's a login, sir. It's a login. That login is using only to run the services. You are not using anywhere, sir. This login you are going to use only to run the services. No, you are not using this login anywhere. So that's the reason technically we are calling as a service accounts. So what service account we need to use it? Okay, what service account we need to use it? This is something interesting. This is very interesting. You must and should know. Okay, majority of the time, application team will provide you the service accounts to the server. See, service account is also very, very important. Service account is very, very important. So service accounts are very important. Either they will provide the service account or you need to create a ticket to get the service account, sir. Either AppStream will provide the service account or sometimes you need to create the service account. See, in my case, I worked with the two kind of scenarios. One thing, when I was working with the ExxonMobil, okay, whenever we got any new build request, first thing what we will do, we'll connect to the server. So we make a note on, okay, which server, which instance. Okay, we took RDP, we verified everything. On the same day, we will create a request. We will create request for service account. Service account. Okay, from IT service portal. So we are having a portal, dedicated portal, IT services. We'll open www.itservices portal and we will create a request to the service account. This request will take 24 hours to 48 hours. Okay, sometimes 24, majority of the time 24 hours it will take. Or sometimes if the approver is not available, then it may take also 48 hours. Okay, so first thing what we will do, whenever we got any new build request, we'll go to the IT services portal and we'll create the service account request. And we will follow this pattern, sir. Access SQL server name. Okay, server name. This is the pattern we'll follow. Access SQL server name will follow the pattern. So we'll go to the portal and we'll raise a request. It will take ultimately for 24 hours, minimum 24 hours, sir. Okay, after 24 hours, you will get a service account along with the password for your email. Whatever the email you provided, right? That email it will get it. Okay. Now you need to that whatever the password you receive, you need to reset the password within span of 5 days. Okay, 5 days. I think yeah, 5 days is 5 days. I think so. Yeah, 5 days. If you're not resetting, no, not 5 days, sir. Within span of 24 hours, I think so. I'm not recalling because long backstory. Within 24 hours, I need to reset the password. If you're not resetting the password, this password will expire. Again, you need to contact again to Active Directory team. What team you need to contact? AD team. AD team. Okay, Active Directory team. Okay, very sensitive. Active Directory is nothing but like a brain, sir, human brain. See, if your brain goes down, definitely you will go for coma, right? Like see, if Active Directory goes down, entire your project will go for coma. You can't do anything if Active Directory goes down. So very sensitive and dedicated people is working for Active Directory. Okay, see here storage team is working, Windows team is working, network team is working, Active Directory team is working. Along with the DBA team is also working, sir. Don't think that I am only working in the entire project. No, multiple people are working for multiple tasks. Got it? Yes? No? Everyone? Sorry there, online people. Understanding, not understanding.
Yes, so I think 24 hour the service account password resetting.
See, forget about days, sir. No worries. No worries. Okay. Underlying concept, everyone understanding? See, here days is not a matter. Concept is very important, sir. Okay. You got a new build request. What are the things I need to keep in the mind is very important. One is version, edition, server, disk. All the disks are healthily distributed, and service account is very important. Service account is very important. Okay, this is very important. You must and should make a note of. Or sometimes apps team will provide the service account. Apps team will provide service account. Provide service account. Service account. Apps team will provide the service account. Okay, if apps team is providing service account, well and good, sir. If apps team is providing service account, well and good. So if apps team is not providing, you need to raise a request. Definitely you need to wait for a while because it will take some time. Or maybe whenever you are requesting, you know that who will be approving this request. You need to talk to them. Okay, you need to chat with the teams. Hey, hi Carl. Okay, this is a little urgent build request. Can you please approve this request? Okay, we need to install SQL Server. Okay, so without service account, can't I install SQL Server? Means yes, sir, you can install. But again, if you wanted to change that local account to service account, okay, means from the local account to service account, you need downtime. You need to restart the SQL. Once the server is went for production, users are trying to access the server. That time, if you ask the restart, it's tough to get the downtime, sir. Challenging is to get the downtime is little challenge for us. So majority of the time, we will build everything and we'll hand out to the upstream. We will build everything and we'll hand out to the upstream. So service account is very important. What do you mean by service account, sir? It is just a login only. Like this, it's a login. Okay, but that login using only to run the SQL services. Service account. You won't use that login for anywhere. Only to run the SQL services. Only for authentication purpose. Is it clear? Not clear. Everyone. Okay. Oh, it's done, Subbu. No, once your AD team active directory, I will show you how to create the active directory also, sir. How the active directory to create, what active directory people are doing. Okay. I will show you that part also when we are going to build the infrastructure. I will show you everything from the scratch. You can understand how network team is doing, how Windows team is doing, how AD team is doing, how other teams are helping for us. Lot backend. We are just a front end, sir. We are connecting to the server. We are installing SQL. It will just take 20 to 25 minutes. That's it. But backend, these many teams are working for us. Now, okay. Oh, this part is done, Subbu. Then what? Okay. You need to understand one more thing, sir. What do you mean that is CyberArk? Okay, CyberArk. This is how it looks like, sir, CyberArk. Okay, this is how it looks like, CyberArk. So whatever the service account you created, what you will do, you will register that service account to the CyberArk in the real world. If someone is asking, do you know CyberArk? You should tell yes. If you tell no, means majority of the people will use the CyberArk, sir, to secure our logins. Okay, see, in my scenario, we are maintaining 4,000 to 5,000 SQL servers. Will you remember all the passwords? Will you remember all the service account passwords? Because every instance having our own dedicated login. So we won't use a vice versa login, sir. Okay, every instance having its own login. So will you remember that 4,000 to 5,000 passwords? No. What we will do, we will integrate all our service accounts into the CyberArk. And this is how your CyberArk looks like, sir. Image, yeah, this is how. Okay, your CyberArk looks like. Not only service accounts, sir, even our logins also. Will be registered in CyberArk. Once you log into the office, okay, first I will go to the CyberArk and get the password for this login. See, this is my login. I can connect. This login is not be in the CyberArk, but this login will be in the CyberArk because this is the login where I need to use for the login to the servers. Okay, this is my login where I need to connect to the laptop, Outlook, CyberArk, all the stuff. Okay, this is the login only for servers. Now what they will do, they will keep this login in the CyberArk. Now once I logged in, I will go to the CyberArk and I will search my login and copy the password. That password will be available only for 8 hours. After 8 hours, again the password will be expired. Okay, for example, majority of the time you will work for 8 hours only, sir. No problem. Sometimes you are extending some work, you are doing some additional work. That time what I need to do means, again after 8 hours, again you need to go to the CyberArk, get the password. Okay, so this is very important, sir. Very, very important. So once this is the approach, definitely they are also maintain the CyberArk. So if you are having CyberArk, okay, so ask them how I need to create a ticket to register this service account to the CyberArk. Ask them when you are taking the KT, how you are going to store the passwords, how we are maintaining the service accounts. These are all the questions you need to take it from KT, sir. Otherwise, you can't understand. Okay, how our service accounts are maintaining. Will we are maintaining any CyberArk? If they're telling yes, then you need to ask who will creating a ticket to the register the server, the service account to the CyberArk. Either you or someone. In my case, we used to create a ticket to the CyberArk, sir. Okay, they will register. they will register. Got it, everyone? So I am not confusing you, sir. I am making to letter understanding what are the things you need to take in care before you install SQL Server. I'm not going for technical terms. Okay, there are a lot of technical terms. I'm not talking any technical terms. This is out of the layer only I'm talking, sir. There are a lot of technical terms. If I start, you will go mad only. In the day one itself, you'll go mad. I don't want to make you so much mad. So only out of the box concepts I'm talking. I will talk later on more. Okay, too much technical terms. In the keep on our installing SQL Server, right? I will talk there, sir. Experienced people. There are a lot of things you need to take in care. Okay, but if I start explaining, majority of the people not understand the terminologies. Okay, so what are the bare minimum things you need if I wanted to install SQL Server? Only that points I'm highlighting, like disk partitions, like who will copy the setup file, how the service accounts are maintaining, who is going to maintain the service accounts, whether there is a concept called CyberArk. Okay, CyberArk. This is very important. Got it, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, any questions, sir, up to this? Any questions?
Can we need to get the GSM account, Global Service Management account, for the
I will talk, sir.
multiple
That's
SQL
what I
Server?
told you, right? That's what I told. I am not going that much deeper. Let's remember only service account as of now. Okay?
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I told you, right? So we are going to majority of the time, 5 to 6 times we are building the infrastructure. Okay? So once you know the basic installation, then I go little advanced level installation. Okay? So I will talk 5 to 6 times. I will show you, sir, how to install SQL servers in different platforms. Okay? That time slowly I will talk. I will make you little digest. Too much technical. Okay? So GSM is also very important. Global Security Management. Okay? GSM service account is also very important. So that will confuse us a lot, sir, basically. So that's the reason I'm skipping. That's what I'm not going that much technical. Not going for core means a bare minimum. These are the good enough stuff to start your journey to install the SQL Server. Only I add CyberArk. Sir. Okay, you need to remember, sir, CyberArk. Okay, this is very important tool. Majority of the people we are going to use nowadays to store our service accounts, to store our login information. Okay, to store, or some people they may use what is it? Let's say, okay. See, you know about RSA token. I'm not sure how many people in India, especially the Telugu people, how many people watch the
Yes.
Nanak Premato movie? Okay, it is having RSA token like this. Okay, every 1 minute this ID will be keep on changing. Okay, so earlier, sir, olden days, like 4 to 5 years ago, they used to provide the RSA token. Now, no one, sir. We are going to use the authenticators. Now we are using authenticators like Microsoft Authenticator, DO authenticators. Okay. Now we are using Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, DO Authenticator. DO is app. DO Authenticator. Okay. Sorry, not DO Authenticator. So this is Authenticator. So you will install this Authenticator and you will configure your login. So when you want to log in, you need to provide the one more authentication. Like say earlier we used to use this kind of authenticators. And not only this one, sir, even you will get like a card type authenticators. Okay, RSA token card. Okay, so like this card type authenticator. When I was working in ExxonMobil, in my laptop, okay, for my laptop itself, there is a chip like this card. Okay, if I wanted to connect to my environment, I need to place this card to my laptop. Okay, the ports, right? Now you know the USB port, power port. Like same, like I'm having a port, like a port where I can place this card to my laptop itself. Okay, if I remove this card, I can't connect to the environment. Okay, like the servers, I can't connect to the servers. So maybe you may get a chance to work to get like this type of cards, or you will get a chance to uh, provide like this kind of RSA tokens, or you may get a chance to work with the authenticators like Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, DO authenticators. Okay, everyone. So this is out of the box, sir. I just explained, but majority of the time nowadays they are not offering this because we are losing this one. We are placing somewhere and we are losing this one. If you lost this one, you need to pay penalty to the clients, sir. Definitely, like they may charge 5,000, 4,000 to 5,000, like 1,000, uh, like $50. Okay, in Indian currency, 4 to 5,000 they will charge it. Got it, everyone? So this is also one authenticators. So usually this is not for SQL, sir. This is for entire your infrastructure connectivity. This is not doing anything for SQL. Okay, this is for entire your infrastructure connectivity, sir. Any questions so far? Okay. Sorry to say, I am stopping the session, sir. Little small construction work is going, so workers came here. I need to go to there. Okay. Any questions, sir? Before I stop, I will continue
Subbu,
to next session.
yeah.
Yeah.
For CyberArk, dedicatedly from client end, if they had like given CyberArk means we need to use that. Otherwise, like
No, no, sir. Yes, same as you told, right? In case your project is in CyberArk, okay, sir. Your logins, your service accounts, they will be registered in CyberArk. So
okay,
CyberArk is nothing like an inventory, sir. Inventory, smart inventory.
okay. This is same as Beyond Trust as well, right? Beyond Trust, BT.
I unaware, sir. I completely
Oh,
in
okay, okay.
all my journey, I got a chance to work with the CyberArk only. So
Okay.
that's the reason I will tell that in case if you use any alternative tool, just highlight me over the WhatsApp group chat.
Hmm.
Maybe that is also very helpful. Okay.
Okay.
Because when you are attending interviews, sir, the people who are starting journey, definitely they will expect this kind of terminologies. If you're explaining this terminologies, they can think that okay, you are experienced people. Okay. Yeah. So next session, mostly I will plan evening, sir, because yesterday we completed the deployment. Definitely I will plan the in the evening. Okay. And I will make one polling, sir. What time you will be available in case if we plan for webinars? Okay, I got the polling for last batch. Let me get the polling for this batch also, so that we'll go for one common schedule time. Go for webinars. Okay. So tomorrow I will complete the installation, sir. Okay, and over the weekend I will talk about the infrastructure. Yeah, everyone got it? No? Yes. Yeah. Come on, you are
Yes.
asking question.
Yes. No, nothing, Subbu. Nothing else.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, sorry, sir. I wanted to complete, but today is a very good day as part of the scientific. Okay, they came here, workers. I need to jump into there. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. See you next session.